What's going on, everybody? If you're seeing this page, that means the official Taurean Rain Reloaded merch store is now available. To get access to the store, make sure you go ahead and click the store tab on my YouTube channel. From there, you will be able to see all the merch that is available. We have mugs, shirts, hoodies, joggers, and so much more to come. All original designs made by yours truly, Taurean Rain Reloaded. Now go ahead and get your merch today, and you can feel nothing in style. Well, looks like we have another entry into Operation Protect the White Boy. I know it's been a frequent rise in these lately, but they have to be discussed because lamestream media and the usual suspects want to have people to believe, or society at large believe, that it's only black people that's going out there committing these crimes. And all you have to do is look on social media, especially that X, formerly known as Twitter, to see exactly what I mean by that if you come across certain pages. But in this picture, you see a man by the name of Andrew McClellan. He's 31 years of age, and he was recently released from prison, from jail to be exact, and he carjacked a woman at a gas station. Now, mind you, he was just released from jail a few days prior to him doing this. And yes, this is another one of those stories that's coming out of Florida. Let's get into it. A Florida man recently released from jail is back behind bars after surveillance footage from a gas station allegedly showed him carjacking a woman pumping fuel into her vehicle. Andrew McClellan, age 31, was booked into the Volusia County Jail Thursday on multiple charges, including vehicle grand theft and battery on a law enforcement officer. Now look at that. He was apparently attacking a police officer. He was resisting, he wasn't complying, and as you can see by his mugshot, he is completely unscathed. The charges stem from a Wednesday incident in Orange County where McClellan allegedly stole an SUV from a woman pumping gas at a mobile station in Apopka. Surveillance footage of the incident showed a man identified as McClellan pulling up almost perpendicular to the woman's SUV in a Toyota he allegedly stole, running out and hopping into the driver's seat of her vehicle within seconds. So he stole somebody else's vehicle to drive to a gas station and steal somebody else's vehicle. Amazing. By the time she noticed what was happening, he was inside the car and attempting to drive off. There appeared to be a brief altercation before he fled the scene, with the pump still in the car and the woman trying to stop him, which resulted her in getting dragged a few feet. Morning LaVille, who witnessed the incident while parked at the traffic light across the street from the mobile, told Fox 35 Orlando she thinks the woman was likely targeted because she was isolated. And that's crazy too, because I always talk about soft targets, and they said because she was isolated, so apparently this woman was by herself. She was like, "Get out of my car," and he said no. Then they threw a couple of punches and he drove off, which eventually flung her out of the side of the car door, LaVille said, adding that she and a store clerk tended to the victim's injured arm while waiting for the police to arrive. McClellan was arrested by Daytona Beach police a few hours later when officers spotted the stolen vehicle. An arrest affidavit obtained by Fox 35 said McClellan initially resisted arrest. To the other BLM, which I gotta say about this. Once detained and inside a patrol vehicle, he allegedly maneuvered his handcuffs to the front of his body, then rushed officers when the car door was open, pushing one of them and causing him to lose his balance. Officers struck McClellan 3 times to gain compliance, Fox 35 reported, and used a hobble to tie his ankles together before placing him in a prisoner transport vehicle. Now look, they did all of that. If that was a black person that did this, it would have went straight to, well, you know how that would have ended. Inside that vehicle, he allegedly moved the hobble up to his neck and attempted to tighten it. An officer helped remove the device, and McClellan, who did not lose consciousness, was transported to the hospital, according to the affidavit. At the time of the carjacking, McClellan had not even experienced a full week out of jail. He was released on September 29th after Orange County deputies arrested him at the end of August in connection with the burglary of 2 separate businesses on Orange Blossom Trail. The case against him, in which he was charged with the burglary of structure, petty theft, and criminal mischief, was dropped after Orange Osceola, State Attorney Andrew Bain's office determined it was not suitable for prosecution. I bet they wish they would have dealt with that then, because look at what your client just did now. And that goes back to the Operation Protect the White Boy. They keep giving them chance after chance after chance after they fuck up so many times, and then they go out and they do something even more extreme. Now what they gonna do about this? Oh, they're gonna say, oh well, at least the woman didn't die, so we're gonna put him back out on the street, and guess what's gonna end up happening? Someone might actually lose their life behind this dude unless they actually give him consequences. But I wouldn't have an Operation Protect the White Boy segment if this kind of stuff did not occur. He was released from jail on his own recognizance after Bain's office did not file formal charges in the second case by his 33rd day in jail, which is required in Florida according to separate court documents. A spokesperson for Bain's office told Fox 35 a statement would be released explaining the decision to drop the first case and the delay in the second case that led to his release, but one was not received. Fox News Digital also contacted State Attorney Bain's office Friday morning but did not hear back by the time of publication. So that's the entire article right there. Again, this is an Operation Protect the White Boy on a multitude of levels. I mean, stemming from the first time he was arrested back in August, they didn't really heavily charge him with anything. He got released days later, literally just mere days later. He goes out, steals someone else's vehicle, drives to a gas station, carjacks this other woman, gets in an altercation with her, has her dragging outside of the vehicle before he finally pushes her out. And then they arrest him. They do all these maneuvers to stop and to calm him down after resisting, not complying. Then he acts irrationally inside the car and he's still breathing. They gave him some charges now, but the thing is, will they actually hold him this time? That's why a lot of people feel like laws have to change a little bit, because even though some laws, let's hypothetically say, can be seen as misdemeanors, those misdemeanors can lead to something on a felony level, meaning that once they get out of custody or they're no longer in jail anymore, like what this guy is doing, it escalates. Like, he was only in jail that first time for something what they would say is minute, but now he got out, and a couple days later and he's doing something even more extreme as far as taking someone's vehicles and then pushing them out of a moving vehicle with the gas pump still in the car. That's crazy. It looked like something out of Grand Theft Auto. That's what he probably thought this was. He probably thought he was in a Grand Theft Auto game for real, because that's exactly what they do in that game. And ironically, one of the Grand Theft Auto games, one of the best ones to be quite honest, Vice City, took place in Florida. Go figure. But yeah, another Operation Protect the White Boy in the books. It's crazy because I feel like I just did one on a PC woman, and now here we are again on that PC man. I'm telling you, they work almost in tandem with each other when it comes to situations such as these. But again, I want to know, are the supporters of the other BLM going to say anything about this or not? Is Larry Not My Elder going to say anything? Because he has some things to say too, talking about, like, you know, if we just do this and if we just do that, then we wouldn't be in the position we are right now. Well, the thing is, they do this and they do that, and they still have a higher level ranking position as far as the hierarchy goes in American society, but nobody checks it. Maybe because they make all the rules. They make the rules and they break them and they still get away with it. Go figure. Going back to the footage y'all saw, let me just give a tip to people when you're pumping your gas, and this is just something that I personally do. One, I would never, ever leave my door wide open while I am pumping my gas, especially if I am the only person in the car. But either way, even if I still wasn't the only person in the car, I would not leave my door wide open, because how is the person, like, say, going to have enough time to respond if someone's in the passenger seat or in the back seat? They're not going to be able to respond too fast. And especially if you have people, even kids in your car, never ever leave your door open. I always have my car door closed, and it's usually locked. Number two, never have your back turned from your door when you're pumping your gas. I always face the front, because again, that's the area that the person is going to try to get to most likely when your back is turned and to climb in. And this is no slight to the woman who got her car stolen, but I would never leave my door wide open while I'm pumping my gas, and I would never have my back turned away from my door if I was to leave my door open. But again, I would still not leave my door open regardless. I still wouldn't even have my back turned either, because you never know, people are real slick. That was very easy for him to get in. Y'all saw in the footage how easy it was for him to just run up, just park right there, jump out of that car and run right into her car. It was too easy for him to do that. And like, again, this is no attack on her. This is just like precaution for anybody going forward. If this is something that you commonly do, after seeing this, I would highly suggest that you rethink doing that as a method when pumping your gas.